Somebody asked me about creating a means whereby I can color the Gantt bars automatically according to certain criteria. In fact, he asked with regard to resources, but for reasons I'll explain later, it's not really possible with resources. That will be made evident, or resource groups, or perhaps more so with resource groups, who are not really resources. So what I've decided to do is to actually do it with risk, because I've long wanted to build in some risk management into MSP. And here we have the same project. My delegates on course, on the project management course, do risk quantification, and they use the traditional impact and probability matrix, thus plotting them. And we have about 7 risks plotted here: high impact, high probability, low impact, low probability, on this particular project, on the Leadership Magazine project. So what I'm going to do here is, in terms of my risk assessment, I'm going to add certain risks to these tasks, and then I'm going to color the Gantt bars according to said risks. So that'd be quite interesting. There are 7 risks here. I'm just going to include high impact, high probability, and low impact, low probability risks. Of course, you can include as many as you like, but I'm just going to put them into 2 categories, which, in terms of this young lass's distribution, involves 3 risks: R2, R5, and R4. It is the publication of a magazine, so faulty printers, labor action, and story covered stolen by another magazine. Very innovative, very, very impressive. Okay, she thought all those up herself. All right, so let's go into MS Project now and do 2 things. Firstly, create graphical indicators for risks. So that will be in the table, the entry table. And then we will then color the risks according to the different categories. So remember, I just said I'm going to put them into high impact, high probability, as we can see here, and low impact, low probability. The others could be added, but for the sake of space and time, I'm going to be doing just those 2 categories. So let's maximize project here and start having a look. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new column, and this is going to be a normal text column over there, and then I'm going to customize that column. So if we go to custom fields here, I'm going to rename it risk cat. Okay, you can leave a space, but I'm always wary of leaving spaces when we customize. So risk cat. Okay, and we're going here to look up over here, and high impact, high probability. Okay, and we can describe all risks in the high impact, high probability category. Okay, and then we're going to have low impact, low probability, and likewise all risks in the LILP category. So we've got our 2 categories over there. All right, great. We've got to look up, and we're going to apply graphical indicators. So contains, okay, high impact. I remember contains is always safer as opposed to equals, but you can go, so that I'll mark red, and then contains low impact. Okay, and I'm going to go green for that. You can add as many as you like. All right. Good. All right, so risk cat over here, obviously not going to do it to the summary rows. Okay, and high impact, low probability, high impact, high probability, low. Yeah. But now I'm going to create, in order to create colors on the actual, to replicate those colors on the actual Gantt chart itself, you have to then do a number of things. Number one, double click here, and you go and create two new flag categories of bar. So we're going to go, all right, over here, high, high, P. Okay, the appearance is over there, so we better make that red. Of course, you've got to be careful here because red is normally critical and you don't want to confuse them. Okay, here we go. Flag 1. All right, low impact, low probability, and we're going flag 2. All right, so we're done and dusted there. Right, we're back. I made a few changes because I had to break this video up into two. So I've got circles as opposed to squares, and the colors may be different, but I'm sure you get the point. So now what we do is we create another column that is going to flag and change the color of the bars accordingly. And I would suggest a flag 1 here. Okay. And we're going to right click and go to custom fields. And on flag 1, we can call whatever, we can call this risk over here. Okay. And we can go to a formula here. And we're going to use an if function. So that's under general, if, and we need to get rid of that because we're going to replace that. That's just the syntax. We're going to insert a field and the text field. Remember the text field, the custom text was risk category equals and I've also changed this slightly, but I'm sure you get the idea. High, P, comma, yes, comma, no. All right, I'm going to copy that and click on OK. And on flag 2, I'm going to go with another formula and low I, low P. Okay. And all right, and OK. Click on OK. There we go. And look at all the bars. They've changed in terms of the same color. So where we've got green there, I mean, if I were to change that to a red, it changes the bar to a red, which is really cool. So those that are red, if you recall, belong in the top right-hand quadrant. They're either risk 2 or risk 5. Those that are green belong in the bottom left-hand quadrant, and they are risk 4. It may not make sense, but I'm sure you get the idea.